Housing development within the local park and the national park, especially within Baddeck and Strathspey, most of which is unaffordable by local people. How would the panel prevent our local communities from massive overdevelopment?
Okay, thanks.
Could I suggest to the panel that one way of making it possible to have more affordable housing is making the land prices realistic from the outset, especially to the private landlords, because one thing that doesn't make it attractive is when they have to pay 40% of any gain that they make through capital gains tax and then lose another 40% through inheritance tax. And there are all sorts of other ways that they lose money, and at the end of the day it's not worth them selling land. So there's a shortage of land to build a house. You can actually build a house for 90,000, but then the other part of it is it's 100,000 around here for a plot of land. So let's get the price of land cut down with a reduction in taxes.
Mr. Ewing has just made about availability. What I wonder is what the panel would think of a suggestion that because grants are already available for them and land is already available too, about the redesignation of a great deal of land at the moment not serving very useful purpose, to be redesignated as crofting land, where people could get grants for the building of houses as crofts and get people back onto the land who want to get onto it without having to come up against the £400,000 type prices notified to us in today's P&J.
Yes. Okay, Danny, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I'd say that's a good.
I would expect that if people were given grants in the normal way for building on a croft, and that security of tenure which a croft tenure gives, that they wouldn't use it simply to make a profit. I find that obscene.
And
it doesn't help the people who live here, and as yet I haven't heard a single direct answer that will provide that for myself and the other people who want to live here.
And can I just ask you then, although you've sat and given us a bit of, a few minutes consideration at least, can you think of a way, because it is a difficult thing in a free market to interfere and yet to be fair to people who, you're quite right, otherwise what you create will simply be bought more cheaply by people with more money than you every time.
I agree entirely, and I think the better answers have been that land should be allocated for purchase at a much, much reduced cost to the people who are from the area. This means that you're not restricting people from buying houses in the area. People can come and buy them as they wish. They're free to do so. But allocate the people who live here land.
So that is basically like crofting, because that is what happened in the 19th century.
It would seem the most logical answer for the people who need to live here.
Well, there's maybe no building at the moment, or in Aviemore, for example, on the other side of the river, where there's been a community proposed for many years, and restrict the sale of a certain percentage of the plots, and I mean a high percentage of the plots, 50, 60, 70%, to local people, not for development and not for profit.
Okay.
So